Hey guys, this is Scott Laidlaw with Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson, and I'm here today to talk to you about my 22 El Diablo FXRST. I'm generally not a red bike guy, but the second I saw this bike, I just had to have it. This is number 119. We only got 2 of this model, and one of our long-term customers bought the first one, and then this one, we got it actually the very last day of 2022. It was shipped, so it didn't even arrive until January. But yeah, the second I saw it, I was just in love with it. It's one of the Icon series for 22. This was the Icon. Very, very happy with the motorcycle. I have owned an FXR. I had one for a number of years that my dad, and me put back together. It was in good shape, but we got it back running and everything. And it was a good motorcycle, but just didn't do exactly what I needed it to do. So sold that. I was looking forward to the Sport Glide motorcycle, and it just didn't have the look I was looking for. So this bike eventually came out, and I was looking at the ST after we did the Coast Glide builds, and I'm like, yeah, that's a really nice motorcycle. And then the Diablo came out, and I just had to have it. Really, really like this motorcycle. It does everything I need it to. Most of my riding is mostly commuting. I don't do a lot of distance, but I want to be comfortable, and this is the perfect bike to do it, in my opinion. Yeah, as far as accessories, I've kept it mostly stock. As far as I've done some things, we've done a Thunderheader exhaust, and then we did the SDC seat. The Thunderheader is what I put on my Dyna that I had many years ago, and I just think it's the best sounding pipe that you can get for a Harley-Davidson. That's my personal opinion. The San Diego seat, I just think it's got a little taller slope. I don't really like the full square body seats. This one's rounded a little bit more. I feel like it's just more comfortable as far as for my height. It just is a more comfortable seat. Then I've done a couple of things as far as we've just got the Harley-Davidson LED turn signals on it, as well as we've done the Clockworks windshield. I'm a taller guy, I'm 6'6", so we did the, I believe it's the 14-inch, no, I think it's 12-inch, 14-inch Clockworks windshield. But yeah, it makes a huge difference with that fairing to have the upgraded windscreen, for especially if you're a taller rider. But didn't do anything like a forward control, because I just like the control better with my legs when it's on the mids. So we kept it the same. As far as the paint on this motorcycle, that's what it's iconic for. And that's one of the reasons I bought it. As I said earlier, I'm not usually a red bike kind of guy. Red's usually a pretty polarizing color, but with the El Diablo, with the decals on the tank and the badging and everything, and just how this bike looks in the sun, it's really hard to beat. The other nice thing about it as well is it comes with the audio system, the Rockford system, and you can actually hear it very well. Even at freeway speeds, you get going 80, 90 miles an hour, you can still hear it just fine, even with a full face helmet, which is what I ride. But yeah, that helps a lot as far as just the output that this system can put out. It definitely, if you own a lowrider ST, that is the #1 upgrade I would make if you like having any sort of audio on your motorcycle. It actually can put out what you need at freeway speeds. As I said earlier, it's like 119. Yeah, it's a pretty low number. We were very surprised when Arturo, who's our detail guy, unveiled the bike. I was thinking, since it was probably one of the last bikes that was produced, because we got it the last day of 2022, I was thinking it'd be a pretty high number motorcycle, so I was very surprised it was 119, so actually a pretty low number. So I was very happy about that, because generally the lower numbers are the better bikes, but I don't know, that's neither here nor there. I'm probably gonna make some additional changes to the bike. I haven't really decided on the bars. Everybody gives me heck about, when are you gonna do bars, when are you gonna do bars? And the truth is, the reason why I haven't done a lot of stuff is I move pretty slow, in that if it's not something that I really feel I need or is a big upgrade, then I just take my time. And nothing's stood out to me where I have to have it at this point for the bar setup. There's definitely some grips and pegs and things like that that I like the look of, but just nothing that I've pulled the trigger on yet. As I said, I'm kind of taking it slow with this, just because it's very limited bike. I don't want to just go overboard. A lot of people, when they first bought these motorcycles, they're just put red accessories on every part. And that's just not something that I'm looking to do right out of the gate, is just go the easy route and just color match. I mean, nothing's wrong with that. I've seen some that are very well done, but that's just not the way I'm gonna go on this one. Yeah, bars are probably in the future, and then obviously grips and some other stuff, but still making final decisions on which setup I want. Nice thing about where I'm at position-wise is I'm able to, sit on other people's bikes. Bikes come in on trade and things like that. I get to sit on different bar setups. So I've sat on some, and there's some nice setups, but I'm just dialing in where specifically I want to be before I pull the trigger. So one of the reasons why I decided to go with a Lowrider ST, I mean, I'm a pretty tall guy. When I saw the designation for the El Diablo was an FXRST, as a former FXR owner, I really wanted that designation. Might be silly, but that's just me. But in addition, I just like the narrower profile, the saddlebags. I generally don't do a lot of distance riding, so having the narrower bags I liked, as well as I do like the fixed fairing, but I just didn't want to go full touring just because, as I said, I don't do longer trips generally. I mainly just do commuting on it. I do some weekend rides every now and then, but nothing super long distance, but that's one of the big reasons. And in all honesty, I've ridden touring bikes plenty. I just think that this fairing does a very large portion of what you're going to get out of either a road glide or a street glide fairing, especially if you go with the taller windshield. So you're getting, I would say, at least 80% with this fairing. Plus, aesthetically, this bike really speaks to me. I just love the look. I like there's the solo headlamp. Weight-wise, it just feels more comfortable. Plus, it's generally a little bit taller with the stock shocks than a road glide or a street glide, which I like as well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep this one for a while. I've owned other motorcycles in the past, and they've either done most of what I wanted or didn't quite do exactly what I needed the bike to do as far as performance-wise or what my use was for it. But this one honestly checks all the boxes for me in that it's just a very comfortable ride. It's a very stable, it's got plenty of power exactly when you want it. And honestly, I've had bikes that didn't have a fairing in the past, and I just felt like I was getting blown all over the place. But this one, with the fairing and everything, I feel fine, I feel great, like I'm not just beat up, which is, very important to me. Gonna take it probably on some longer runs. You might see me on one of Matt's best experienced on a Harley-Davidson videos sometime in the future, we'll see. But definitely looking forward to taking some longer trips on this bike because it can easily do it. It's just a very comfortable motorcycle. But whether it's an El Diablo or a Lowrider ST, you really can't go wrong with this bike. Harley honestly knocked it out of the park when they made this motorcycle.